Yeah, good. How are you?
Yeah, great, thank you.
Good, good. Right, we'll just get straight into this, Misha, because obviously we've only got 10 minutes, and me and you could probably chat all day. So, if you just gives everybody who's going to be watching this just a little insight into you, your background briefly, and what you do now.
Okay, so I'm Misha. Um, what do you mean in terms of background? So I'm from Hereford.
Yeah, yeah, back,
Um,
yeah. What
Struggled with my
age?
mental health from a young age.
Mm,
So I've gone on quite a long journey of understanding people and mindset and overcoming my own mental health things. And I now work as a mental health coach, and I also train other
amazing,
people in how to coach.
amazing, amazing, amazing. So yeah, me and Misha met each other in Bali when I was going through a little bit of struggles. I know she helped me, and then vice versa. You went through a little bit of struggles, didn't you? And I helped Misha, so I've got a bit of got a bit of a soft spot for Misha. So yeah, going forward, Misha, like how have you personally been affected by mental health? And you go into as much detail as you like, so I guess women and men can resonate with you on this.
Um, I feel like I've experienced so many struggles with my mental health. I
Yeah,
almost have now decided that the reason why is that I could learn how to overcome all these different things and then support other people. So I've definitely had a long lesson in empathy and understanding where people have come from. So
yeah.
originally, a lot of my struggles were around depression and body image.
Right,
Um,
okay.
I was kind of, I don't know if you've ever heard of body dysmorphia, but it's when you have an unrealistic perception of your body. So I would be a size 6 and think I was massive, like to the
Right,
point sometimes I wouldn't leave the house because I felt so big. Like it just completely consumed my mind. Um, Obviously, then leading on from that, I had issues around eating and bulimia and things like that. So it's kind of been a lot throughout my upbringing, and it's infected me in lots of different ways.
mm,
It's come out in lots of different scenarios and lots of different situations. So I feel like I can resonate with a lot of people and what they've experienced and
yeah,
what it might
nice.
be for
What you say? Going on to, you mentioned body dysmorphia. I feel like a lot of women probably do go through that. Like, what do you think is like a big trigger or a catalyst? What was like one of the main catalysts for you to go down that spiral of body dysmorphia?
I think a lot of it is like perfectionist thinking and just really unrealistic standards of yourself, impossible standards. So, and again, like magazines and seeing images and stuff. So I used to read magazines a lot as a kid. So I think that combined with my perfectionist thinking, which comes out in all areas of my life, but
Mm,
really, yeah, like expecting my body to be perfect. And it's mental because you actually see something different. Like I can look back at pictures of me now and be like, oh my God, I was tiny. But at the time, I was literally like, I am massive. Like,
really?
it was so weird. And even if I was big, who cares? Like, accept myself
Yeah.
for who I am.
No,
But
100%.
in my mind, there was a way you had to be. And I think I'm learning more and more. It's like I just completely lost my intuition and lost
Mm.
who I was and was kind of overwhelmed with should statements of who I should be and what I should look like, as opposed to just accepting myself for who I was.
Yeah, no, I can imagine that was very difficult. How would you react to that? So would you avoid certain foods? Would you avoid certain situations? Like, how did that affect your day-to-day life being in
So
that
this is
situation?
how mental it was. At age 15, you would not see me wearing anything other than a pair of black tights because jeans would have made my legs look thicker. That's how
No way.
distorted just, yeah. I
Okay.
sometimes wouldn't go out, or I would go out in my black tights.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um, in terms of eating wise, I've gone through phases of not eating. I've gone through phases of binge eating, of making myself sick. So like a whole host of different ways that can come out. But essentially, it stems from that sort of not accepting yourself for who you are. So then
Mm.
you're either modifying and restricting too much, which then might lead to a binge, or making yourself sick, or not eating at all.
And I guess that would affect social life, meeting new people and everything, didn't it, as well, would it?
Yeah, massively. I mean, when I was really young, it came out a lot as like anger, misbehaving in
Mm.
school. I was constantly suspended, getting in trouble all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, anger and alcohol as well. That's another big one because it masks it, like feeling like you need to drink in order to be able to overcome all those insecurities and those
Mm.
barriers. So having to turn it, and then obviously you've got the fallout of being an absolute drunken mess and embarrassing
Yeah.
yourself. So you've
And
got
and I
all
get and
that
I, and
on
I,
top of it.
and I guess that's just going to make your mental health even worse, isn't it? Binging, drinking, going out and getting wasted like that. So Yeah, so like, if anyone watching or anyone's watching in the future, if anyone's going through body dysmorphia, is very body conscious, like what bit of advice or what like tip could you give them going forward to improve that state of mind?
I think one of the big turning points for me was when I realized that your thoughts aren't real, they're just a thought. So if you can recognize, if you can just allow enough doubt to creep in that perhaps this isn't the truth and perhaps there is another perspective, then that, I think that was a real pivotal moment in me realizing that I could change how I felt about myself. Because up until that point, anyone could have told me it, like my parents, everyone would be like, what you on about? But I, until you believe it yourself, your opinion is the only important opinion really, and what you think. So I think, and allowing enough doubt to creep in to be like, I can challenge these thoughts and maybe they're not real, and that I can see things from a different perspective. And I think just doing that work, monitoring what you're seeing. So I stopped reading magazines. I follow all body positive people on Instagram. I don't follow any fitness models. I don't follow anyone that talks about calories. I have to be mindful, because otherwise it's going to trigger me and I have to look after myself.
Yeah, no, and I guess it comes down to the fact, people are so conscious about what they put in their mouths and how they look and everything. You've got to be conscious of what you put in your ears and what you put through your eyes into your brain as well. What you're saying there with things that you see, I guess.
100%, because you're thinking that's real and that's what you think you should look like. You think cellulite's not normal, or that you shouldn't have a roll when you sit down, and it's like, it's just so unrealistic.
Yeah.
And that's what you're comparing yourself to. And also, actually, another thing I had to do was have like conversations and let people know what was triggering for me, especially in the height when you're vulnerable. So really having that open communication and just saying to someone, like, look, I know I may have asked you for help with my nutrition, but I kind of shouldn't have asked you, and I'm a bit vulnerable, so please just don't talk about me eating that chocolate bar right now.
Yeah.
I just want to eat it in peace.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I think that self-awareness of understanding yourself and then communicating that to other people, of how they can support you as well, and just noticing your triggers. Journaling and meditation's been huge for me.
Okay.
That's made a massive difference. So self-awareness is the first step in anything, isn't it? Understanding why you're doing something, understanding that pattern of behavior as well, because as you know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. But that's what we do. We get stuck in that loop, and it's like, it's asking yourself, what can I do right now to change that mood? Oh, let me put some music on and dance around my room. Let me like unfollow this person that constantly makes me feel like shit.
So like, sorry, just going on, we've only got 2 minutes left, but you say you have this, is it maybe like a voice in your head that maybe says, oh, you shouldn't be eating that, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be eating that chocolate bar, you should be staying away from that food? Is that like a voice in your head, and how did you go about quieting that voice?
Yeah, it feels like that's exactly it. It's like a voice that plagues me, and sometimes it's stronger than others. And like, I can literally just be sat there thinking, and it's just telling me to like go make myself be sick. And I'm like,
Jesus,
don't do it. I think the biggest thing for me has been hearing my own voice. And I think meditation was what helped me to hear my own voice and to know the truth. So meditation and journaling has just been huge in hearing my own voice and knowing what the truth is. Because that isn't us. Like at our core, we're full of like love and light and acceptance, and then we've got it's just conditioning. It's just these beliefs that have been like plugged into our mind. One exercise I did with journaling as well is actually, and I ended up writing a poem about it. It's like, whose voice is this? And I wrote down all the beliefs, and I was like, is this actually my belief, or is it somebody else giving me this belief? And what am I like? I'm going to take that one away and put that one in the bin, and I'm going to keep hold of this one. And like that I am enough on my own. And affirmations have been really helpful as well. Just like, I choose to love and accept myself. And it's all those parts of yourself, isn't it? It is that little voice that's like, go and do this, and I'm like, no.
just send it love, I guess, isn't it? Yeah, 100%. Well, thank you so much for coming on here. I know it's very, very brief, but I know people's attention span's very short these days. So that's amazing though. You got some amazing points in there. And anyone who's watched this, you can find Micha. I can tag her in this post, and just make sure, just realize that you're not alone in this, in these voices about body dysmorphia or anything to do with mental health, really. So thank you so much, Micha.